up guys, Austin here from Airsoft Station, and today we are reviewing the new Troy series by Echo One. There are 3 different versions in the series. This is the 13-inch I have in my hand. This is the 10-inch here, and this is the 7-inch. There's really no differences from the upper receiver and back. The only differences are going to be the length of the rail as well as the length of the outer barrel. So let's just dive right into it. I've got the 13-inch in my hands here. This rail that comes with the gun is called the Troy rail, and it sort of resembles a key mod, however it is different. It's a little bit more comfortable to hold because it's perfectly cylindrical, and it has these ribs on it which just give you a very nice comfortable hold, as well as the obvious large drilled out holes. So it's just very comfortable to hold. It does come with a full top rail as well, so you're going to get that full monolithic top rail. On it mounted is going to be these full metal flip-up iron sights. They are definitely a unique sight, but I do like them, and then push button to flip down as well, so you know, if you're going through brush or anything like that, they're not going to fold down on you. They do lock up, which is a great feature. On the receiver, they have an aftermarket sort of extended out magazine release, which I find comfortable, but I don't really benefit from. I've got kind of long fingers, but if you did have some smaller hands, it would be very beneficial because instead of having to kind of reach up there to hit the button, it extends back so you can just very easily hit that button. Licensed Troy right on the side there. Very nice looking full metal receivers. This is an upgrade from the previous Troy series, which had a metal rail but plastic body. Now this gun is full metal, internals as well as externals, which is a great feature to have. It also comes with a 300 round high capacity magazine, and it also comes with an Allen winding key. So instead of having to use the wheel on the bottom, which is still there for your convenience, so if you do happen to lose that Allen key, or you just don't bring it with you on the field, you still do have that wheel. But when you're in, your getting ready phase, you can just throw that Allen key up and wind it up 10 times faster than you possibly could with this wheel on the bottom. You have a one-piece full metal hop-up chamber as well, so that's going to get you that good air seal. It does have an O-ring on the hop-up unit itself where the gearbox sits flush with there, so you're going to get a great air seal, more consistent FPS, as well as higher FPS with that. The stock is very unique. I do like the look of it, but I do have one bone to pick with that, and that is that although it looks cool, 6-position adjustable, they call it the Battle Axe stock, it doesn't fit a 9.6, and it totally could. So let me open this up. One of the perks of it as well is it has a hinged open back, so there's no butt plate to lose. Very easy. You just pull that lever down and swing it open. But taking a look in here, you have plenty of room for an 11-1 buffer tube battery, and you'd think you have room for a 9.6 crane stock battery, but you don't. They're too thin. There's no way it can fit in there. So you can use a 7.4 LiPo, which is what I did, or you can use the included 8.4 battery, which I have here, and that goes right in the lower portion of this. However, if you do use this battery, you are limited to an 8.4 because there's just simply not enough room down here for a 9.6 to fit. It just only fits the 8.4. But it is padded with foam in there, so your battery isn't going to be rattling around at all. So overall, it is a good stock. I just like that freedom to be able to use your standard 9.6 crane stock. So that is one downside of this stock, but it definitely looks unique. And if you're someone who already runs 8.4s or runs LiPos, then it's not going to affect you at all. So just keep that in mind. On the stock, you have a QD sling attachment here, a ring sling attachment here, as well as a strap sling attachment. So whatever kind of sling you own, it's going to be able to go on this gun, no problem. Full metal buffer tube as well, and then the last thing they did is they extended this motor grip. So they call it the Battle Axe motor grip as well, and there's plenty of room for your entire hand plus a little more. Just a little bit longer, a little bit more to hang on to, but it still uses that standard version 2 gearbox as well as version 2 long type motor. So just basically you're just adding on probably a 1/2 inch of grip just to give you a little more to hang on to. Moving to the internals, this is an 8mm gearbox, and it comes pre-upgraded with a lot of cool parts. You have a full non-ported cylinder, those 8mm bearings, as well as I mentioned previously. The springs in here, I don't know if they're using M120s or M130s, but they are shooting well over 400 FPS, as you can tell from the chrono readings here. The 7-inch one was shooting around 415 FPS, and both the 10-inch as well as the 13-inch were shooting more in the 425, 430 FPS range. And the rate of fire for all of them using that 7.4 LiPo battery was around 10 to 12 rounds a second, kind of depending on which, depending on whether the magazine kept up with it or not. I was using a pretty junky high cap with it. I didn't use the high cap that came with it, and so I don't think it was reading as the full rate of fire that it should have been. But anyway, those internals, like I said, it already comes pre-upgraded with some parts. You have a full metal gun with a very unique rail, very unique stock, somewhat unique pistol grip as well, and they're very cool. Regardless of what model you get, I've got the 7-inch here, and this is obviously much more CQB friendly, very stubby gun, but it still packs almost as much firepower. Not quite the same FPS, but again, only about 15 FPS less. It does not come with a quick change spring guide in there, or a quick change spring system. So if you are wanting to respring it for lower FPS to be under that 400 FPS mark, you are going to have to open the gearbox or have a tech professional do it. So also keep that in mind. But if you want a gun that's good, solid, made by Echo One, well-known company for building solid quality parts, this is a great route to go. It's just only over $200, and you're getting a full metal gun, pre-upgraded internals. You really can't argue with that. And like I said, you have multiple different options on lengths and just whatever suits you. All of them are very, very similar though. Externally, the stock, the iron sights, the grip, everything's going to be the same except the length of the rail and the outer barrel. So that's about it for this video. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. And until the next one, have a good one, guys.